Hi everybody. We were studying lesson number 6, birds and their bodies. Till now we have discussed about how do birds fly, feathers, about beaks found in different birds. So, can you tell me what is the bird's mouth called? Right, the bird's mouth is called as beak. Do all birds have same types of beak? No, definitely not. The different birds have different kinds of beaks. The beaks are suited to the kind of food birds eat. So, can you tell me what kind of beak does a hummingbird have and what does it eat? The hummingbird has long thin beak like a straw which help it to suck nectar. And what about woodpecker? What kind of beak woodpecker have? The woodpeckers have sharp pointed beak. With this sharp pointed beak, what does it do? Yes, it taps the bark of the tree and pulls out insects. Which bird has a strong curved beak? And what does it eat? Yes, a parrot has a strong curved beak which help the parrot to crack the seeds and nuts. How does the broad flat beak of the duck help it? The broad flat beak of the duck help it to scoop up muddy water in which plants and insects are present. Beside the beak is a small hole through which the muddy water flows out, and the plant and the insect remain inside the mouth of the duck, which it eats. Now, here are some birds' picture. You have to guess the name of the food which it eats. So, can you see the picture? Can you guess the name of the food that the bird eats? Right, this is a picture of the sparrow, and the sparrow eats seeds. Now, can you tell me what this bird eats? Yes, it eats small animals. You be ready with your answer before I tell you the correct answers. Now, what does the parrot eat? Yes, the parrot eats nuts. So, in this picture, we can see heron. So, what does the heron eat? Yes, the heron eats fishes. Have a look at the beak of this bird. Can you guess what does this bird eats? Right, it sucks nectar from the flower. This is the hummingbird. We also studied about feathers in this lesson. So, can you recall the beautiful feathers of peacock? Do you know that peacock is our national bird? It is found throughout India. The male peacock has colorful tail feathers. The feathers of birds keep falling and new ones grow in their place. Now we are going to discuss about feet or claws of birds. Claws or feet is very important tool for birds. Birds used to walk and sometimes self-defense, climbing, holding food, swimming, perching, etc. The shape of the feet and claw depend on their eating habits. Now, The legs of the bird are used for performing a variety of functions. Yes, birds use the claws in different ways, and it is of different size and shape to suit how they live in different parts of the world and for performing various functions. Most birds have four toes, usually three facing forward and one back. A few birds have three toes. An ostrich has just two toes. All the birds have claws at the end of the toes. Birds use their feet and claws in walking, climbing, holding food, swimming, perching. Now what is the meaning of perch? Perch means to sit on. Haven't you seen the birds sitting on the electric wires and the branches of the tree? That is called perching. The claws are also used to catch the food, to protect themselves. The bird also use claws in other ways. The feet and claws of the birds are suited for different uses. How claws help the birds? Now, as we have discussed that different birds have different claws to solve various purposes. Yes, now crows and sparrows have perching claws. As we have discussed, perching means to sit on. So, the claws of crow and sparrow help them to perch or sit on the branch of a tree. Now, roosters and hens have claws that help to scratch the ground. Cranes and herons have claws that help them through water. Yes, which help them to walk through water. Woodpeckers and parrots have claws that help them to climb the trees. Ducks and geese have webbed feet that help them to swim. Eagle and hawks have talons. Now they help to grip and carry small animals. As we know that eagle and hawk kill and eat other small animals. Now this is a picture of a sparrow. Can you see the feet of the sparrow? Most small songbirds are called perching birds. Their feet are typically small. Their feet have three toes pointed forward and one toe pointed backward. As you can see in the picture, they are able to keep the grip and stay in place even if they fall asleep. Right, you heard that right. They do not fall down even if they are asleep, as the front three toes work like the finger, whereas the one toe which is backward or behind, acts like a thumb. So they form a strong grip. They lock around the branch of a tree or the wire. Their toes wrap around it to grip it firmly. This grip is so tight that they do not fall off even if they are asleep. The crows, sparrows, blue jay have such type of claws. Now have a look at the next picture. Yes, what is that? That's a rooster. Can you see the claws? What kind of claws are they? They help the rooster to scratch. Yes, scratching birds have strong feet which help them to scratch the land. The feet with three toes in front and one toe in the back. These strong feet help them to scratch the ground. Now, why do they scratch the ground? They scratch the ground to find insects or seeds. Birds scratch the soil to found worms and insects. They have nail-like toes. Their sharp, hard claws help them to scratch the ground. Roosters and hens have such type of claws. So, can you see the long legs? Yes, they are the legs of heron. Cranes, herons, flamingo have long and thin legs, as we can see in the picture. Aren't they too thin? So, the cranes and herons have long thin legs and spread out toes. Can you see the toes? That prevent the birds from sinking into mud or pond. Why do they go into mud or pond? So, what do you think? What do these birds eat? These birds eat fishes. The spread out toes prevent the birds from sinking into mud or pond. Help them to walk through water in search of food, that is fish. This movement is called wading. Both cranes and herons eat fish. So, the long thin legs and spread out toes of cranes and herons help them to wade through water in search of fishes. Now, this what is this? Which bird is this? Right, that's a parrot. So, what kind of feet does the parrot have? Can you see it properly? The woodpecker and the parrot consist of 4 toes, 2 facing forward and 2 facing backward. Can you see it in the picture? So, how many toes does the parrot and woodpecker have? Yes, they have 4 toes, 2 facing forward and 2 facing backward, which help them to climb trees. Whole fruits, woodpecker have strong claws in order to be able to cling on to the trees. So, the foot of parrot and woodpecker help them to climb the trees and hold the fruits. Now, this is what? Yes, that's an eagle. And what are the feet called? They are called as talons. The birds having talons eat the flesh of other birds. And that's why, can you see the talons? They are really sharp, hard, right? The birds have sharp, hooked claws at the end of the toes. Talons are most prominent in carnivorous birds. Yes, carnivores eat the flesh of other animals. So they have sharp and hard talons which help them to catch the birds. Eagles, hawks, owls, they have this kind of feet. They use their talons to grip and carry small animals. So, what did we learn? How many types of feet did we study today? Yes, we studied about perching claws. What are they? They help to perch or sit on the branch of tree. And which birds have perching claws? Yes, sparrow, crow, blue jays have perching claws. Now, have a look at the next picture. So, What is that? Yes, that's a duck. What kind of feet does the duck have? Yes, that's a webbed feet. Now, what is the meaning of webbed feet? Can you see the feet properly? In between the toes, can you see the skin which join the toes? So, the claws in duck, goose, and swan are used to swim in water. Webbed feet have skin between the toes. The webbed feet help them to move quickly through water. When they are chasing food or trying to escape from predators, they also help to walk on muddy ground. So, which birds have webbed feet? Yes, duck, goose, and swan have webbed feet, which help them to move quickly through the water. When they are chasing food or trying to escape from their predators, they also help them to walk on muddy water. Now, do you remember we have discussed about long thin legs and spread out toes? Which birds have this kind of toes? Cranes, herons, flamingo have long thin legs and spread out toes. How do they help these birds? They help these birds to walk through water in search of food as they eat fish. So, they help these birds to catch fish inside the water. And what is this movement called? That is known as wading. So, today we have discussed about different type of feet or claws in birds and how do they help them. We are going to end this session here.